smite them?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just unless we have magical weapons.
Do you think healing is probably a thing that some people could use?
Like a short rest?
I might ask you guys, if I can't hear, I'm going to say, hey, speak up.
Yeah.
We'll go that way, okay? So,
Yeah, we're having some feedback on quietness.
alrighty.
Can we be healed at all, him and me?
You can, at this juncture, we're going to say, at the sake of time, Joy went and put the sleeping girl, up in the attic. Everybody met on the lower level.
Okay.
That catwalk has been removed to indicate that. So right now, let's put each other in front of that doorway right there. Yep. Now, mind you, you're really close to the cage. It is still dark out. Time-wise, it's probably maybe 2:30, 3 in the morning. Yep. And as you head out to that next door, you come very, very close to this massive cage. The creature in the cage appears to be somewhere between 8 to 9 feet tall. It's massive. We're talking looking maybe the Incredible Hulk. And it starts banging on the cage once again as you're really close. And it's loud slams that are very, very stressful, and it echoes throughout the Abbey courtyard.
Can you do your voodoo again?
I can try and calm his emotions. Yeah,
Do you have to
absolutely.
touch him?
Let me check. I might.
I'm
I'm not gonna touch him.
I wouldn't touch it.
Yeah, he'll be like a gorilla in a cage.
Pull your ass in. Break your arm off.
No, it's just verbal.
Okay, so as you're going to go to the cage?
Yeah, it's a 60-foot range.
What is it?
60 foot.
60-foot range, okay.
So I'm not gonna get too close.
All right, and tell everyone what you're going to do.
I'm just going to calm it. Shh, calm down. It's okay. Just shh, calm. Everything is okay. We're not gonna hurt you.
And what does it have to do?
Charisma saving throw. 13 is the number to beat.
It rolled low, but it keeps banging.
Oh, okay. So my magic is not useful. I'm sorry.
Okay. Anybody reaching for the door?
Hey, buddy, relax.
I'll investigate the door, make sure there's like no traps or anything there.
As you get closer to the door, the banging stops, and once again, this massive creature who's in the shadows in the cage, the only way to get close enough to see is to get close enough to see. It just stops, and it stares. And again, its eyes aren't glowing like lights, but they reflect almost like a dog or a cat at nighttime. And it just watches. You hear the heavy breathing. You see light mist from its breath floating outside and dissipating. And it's watching to see your next move.
I would like to investigate the door a bit, make sure there's no like traps or anything.
Now, upon your investigation, there are no traps, and in fact, you can tell that there's no dust at the door, indicating there's been traffic constantly to and fro this door.
Okay.
And there appears to be no locking mechanism as well.
Okay. Alright, I'll go ahead and turn the door and try to quietly open it.
Okay, give me that. You immediately open the door, and you start hearing the similar creepy mumbling sounds as you did upstairs. And obviously, there are rooms there. I'm not going to tell you what's in the rooms until you get close to them, but I'll explain everything right now. Hold on. This room used to be an office that you actually opened up. As evidence as remains of a desk and chair, both of which have been smashed to pieces. You do see a hallway to the south that leads to a staircase going upward. A dark passage to the east, where there's an unnatural shape standing at the intersection. And you see it's a pretty large shape, Cassin, from where you're at.
Where's it at?
Cassin, in more. He sees a shadow of it, towards us. Right around there, yeah. You see shadows moving of a large shape. And you hear the shuffling and the mumbling sounds.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and relay that to my party. There's something.
Speak up.
Something down this hallway here. I see a big shadow. I'll see if I can quietly peek around the corner maybe.
Okay, make a perception or stealth check. I'm sorry.
Stealth check. Okay. I have the cloak of elven kind. That'll give me advantage on stealth.
Must be freaking nice. Now, how did that happen?
Oh, nice roll.
That is a 23. That's a 23.
Where are you going now? Positioning yourself?
I'm going to be kind of going right around this little corner here, right where I'm positioned. Yeah. Seeing if I can kind of peek around. Alright, I'll try to peek
Is that him screaming like that?
He hears this. Oh, you guys can't. Obviously, son, this isn't Kansas anymore. As you peek around the corner, light orbs flicker within a long, dark corridor. There are multiple doors on each side. Horrible laughter and screams and moans and other weird noises are coming from all the doors in this room. However, the stench in this area is overpowering, and it matches the information you received from the Raven. You immediately see the lumbering shape standing next to you is similar to the creatures above, right near that intersection, in front of those two doors. It pays you no mind, but he too is about 7 feet tall, and he is he's an assemblage of human parts. Sorry. He's holding a bucket in one hand and a large spoon of some type of slop in the other. And the closest doors next to you, this creature takes the slop very easily. At the top of these doors are these small portals, and he drops the slop on the other side, and you hear plop. It slowly turns towards you, looks past you, and starts walking toward the stairway to your right. Let's put this down there.
Where?
Right there, yep. Are you going to let it go?
He noticed me?
He doesn't even, no.
Oh, okay.
He's like in a trance.
I'll just kind of let him go.
It starts walking and shuffling up the stairs into the area where you guys probably were at and disappears. Let me get that figure. So yeah, you're going to keep going or you're going to go back?
I want to press my back against this wall here and look at the party and tell them to kind of quietly, motion for them to follow.
He's gesturing for you guys. You going to move in?
Going in.
Yeah, very quietly.
This appears almost like a madhouse. And you guys, once you enter, you also are assaulted by the stench and the smells coming from the far corridor. Cassidy, leaning against the wall with his hood, has a very concerned look in his eyes as he looks at each of you. You hear the screams and the cries, labored breathing and coughing of something or individuals down this dark corridor. The lights flicker almost like a strobe light as these orbs work some of the time. So, what are we going to do?
We definitely gotta get in there.
I want to kind of motion for the party to halt, where they're at there, and see if I can kind of walk around the corner quietly.
And again, we have to try to speak up a little louder. You're going to do what now?
So I want to kind of motion for the party to halt for a second, and I want to see if I can quietly make my way around the corner. Maybe I can see something.
Okay, you do. The ground is dirt, brick, and there's hay and stench. And on the bottom of all the doors, you see nasty liquid, dark, some orangish yellow, and it's stench. The place is filled with flies, and these flies are pretty fat and bloated, similar to the flies you've experienced at the coffin house back in the town of Alaki.
Okay.
The orbs, the light bulbs are flickering, almost like strobe lights, and it's actually messing with your perception.
All right.
Just push out.
I'll make my way back to the party and just have them all, since I don't really see anybody down this hallway, right?
All the doors are
I'll
closed.
just kind of go back to my party and tell them, all right, the coast is clear. It's, someone walked by me and they walked upstairs. So just try to be quiet.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Are we able to peek in, if we go up to one of these doors? Is there a spot
No,
for
there's
us
no windows. The only thing is a small porthole about 1 foot by 1 foot above each door in the wall. And that's where this creature just flipped his hand and dropped slop to the other side.
One of us tall enough to kind of...
Yeah, you can. Well, no, you got to get on somebody's shoulder.
Get on my shoulder.
I'll climb up on Aslug's shoulder.
Just give me a dexterity roll of a 10 or higher.
Okay. It's an 8, actually.
All right, you can't. You try to keep your balance. He's having a hard time. Maybe his equilibrium is messed up because of his hand in the surgery, but you guys can't figure this out.
All right. Well,
Who's next? Why don't you get on my shoulders? You
Huh?
good?
Sure, I'll turn into a bird and you can just lift me.
And he does. He turns into a raven. The whole spectacle with the feathers and the smoke, he dissipates, and this large raven jumps up on your hands. He lifts you up, and you take a peek. And from where you're at, you see it's a room, almost like a cage. There's a small dirty well at the far side, but no matter how hard you look, you can't really see what's at the bottom unless you open the door.
Of course.
Can he fit in that hole?
No, it's about 1 foot by 1.
Can we try?
Shove him in there.
And if he tries to get in, he's probably not going to wedge himself back out.
Yeah,
So I'm gonna turn back into a human. I'm gonna tell them what I saw. I'm gonna say we cannot do anything but to open the door is what we need to do to see what's inside.
Say it again.
To open the door is all we can do to see what is inside.
All right.
Perhaps we can try to communicate with what is on the other side.
Batten down the hatches. Get ready.
Yeah, open the door.
What's the loudest room? Can we go in the one with?
Yeah, can you? Yeah, if you hear noise or something, right? You could like listen.
Say,
Or...
yeah, listen to the door.
With the force door, point at it.
Whichever one
all
has
big one.
all the
Well, listen,
loud
I'm gonna
sounds.
listen to this.
There's noises coming from every room.
Right, okay.
I'm gonna listen to this door right here.
You're ready to tackle one
That
crazy
one?
person.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah. I feel like we should be at the ready.
Yeah,
Like,
sure.
You know, have you or a slug in the front, and we just kind of position ourselves.
All right, you're listening to the door.
Yeah.
You hear sounds that either are a child or an animal. You can't tell, but if you make a nature roll of 14 or higher, I will provide you that information.
18.
You easily pick up, and it sounds a cross between children and sheep, whimpering or crying.
When you say cross between human and sheep, I'm going to knock a door like twice.
No noise.
Like there was noise and they went silent?
No, now it's quiet. Yeah.
Hello in there. How we doing?
Housekeeping.
You start talking, and voices everywhere else start acting up. On that room, also you hear some movement and shuffling. Yeah. Okay.
Push the door in.
Well,
Get
Lieutenant
in-
Mike,
Open
get
the
in
door.
there.
Is the door locked?
get in there.
No. These are handles that go down.
Yep.
Tonic, you touch it, and you get a clicking sound.
You open it and I'll run in.
He's gonna tackle whoever's in here. We don't want to hurt anyone.
Yeah, let's kill everything. How's
No,
that?
we don't want to hurt him. We're just that's why we're gonna attack.
I'm gonna attack him.
Okay, you're opening it. The door creaks open very quietly, and you're assaulted with even more pungent smells. This room was once a shared bed chamber, but its furnishings have now been destroyed. You see there are 3 cowering figures lying in the shadowy northwest corner. All 3 are about the size of children, though they have human bodies. Their heads are of sheep. You see stitches and staples around these children's necks. Each of them are shaking and they're laboring to breathe. They're obviously in pain and suffering. One of them is on the ground holding a polished silver candlestick as if it's a precious toy. You feel for these creatures. Make a nature check, sir, as you look at this candlestick to see what type of metal it is. Tonic, yeah.
These things have to be killed.
15.
That's exactly what you needed.
Okay.
By looking at it, that's pure silver.
Yeah, we need that.
Oh yeah, we definitely need that. These kids are miserable. We really need to kill them.
And it doesn't take a doctor to tell they are in pain and suffering,
Yeah.
and it's children's bodies with young sheep heads attached to it. It's a morbid sight, and it's actually startling to all of you.
Abomination!
And the kids say, "Bring it! Roll for initiative." I'm just kidding.
We can walk in there.
Yeah.
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 All right, so you're gonna go in.
Really?
And
Oh, okay.
at each step you take, you feel more and more sorry for these small children. You hear the sounds of crackling dried hay beneath your feet. You see there's feces everywhere, there's wooden buckets overturned, and these poor children, their eyes, their sheep heads turn and look at you, and you see a crust of mucus in the eyes from probably nights and nights of crying. Their eyes are shiny red, and they look at you as if you're a savior finally taking them home.
Thank you. Yeah, we're gonna bash him.
Tonic, they have to die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? Kill them with what?
Well, I have I took that. He's a rapier, really?
Yeah.
Aha! Aha! Aha!
What's the fastest, most least painful way we can kill these children?
Chop their heads off.
Smite 'em.
Yeah, maybe somebody's got something sharp or.
I have a dagger. I got an axe.
So why don't we have him just.
I have a
You can use your executioner hand. I got an executioner hand.
While you guys are debating about how to humanely dispatch these children. Aslug, very cold-like, walks by all of you as a ghost holding his weapon. And you fall quiet as you see him stand over these 3 children with sheep heads. Aslug looks down, emotionless.
I'm gonna walk out of the room,
The cleric walks out.
saying a prayer.
I'm just gonna kind of watch and see if he gets it done.
Down goes.
Bran,
I'm gonna throw up.
Yeah.
you.
My Torm, rest in peace.
Joy.
I leave the room too. Yes.
She steps out. You stand over the children. These little sheep heads attached to these children's bodies. And the bodies, you can tell the kids are probably between 4 and 5 years old.
Oh, this is hard.
These sheep heads look at you, and they almost have the anime eyes, very sad-like. They're trying to breathe. You can see the infection around the neck and the staples. They're not trying to fight you, and they're all looking up at you with these sad puppy eyes.
You gotta do
I want to put my hand on his shoulder here.
Yep.
I'm saying, listen, mate, you're doing them a mercy. So strike quickly, strike deftly. Just try to do it in one hand.
Get the candlestick.
You got this.
Down goes the axe.
You pick it up, and let's see if I'm gonna make you do a roll to see if it's a humane killing. And if not, you can roll a 20-sided
Not
dice.
guidance. Okay, please use your
If you
guidance.
roll 5 and under, it's gonna be something horribly messy and painful.
Take that guidance, please. Thank
Here we
you.
go. What does the guidance do for everyone?
That is an additional 1d4 for his roll.
Basically, one.
Right.
Yeah, give yourself advantage for
I'm
yourself.
gonna reckless attack, give myself a bit of advantage.
Say it again loud, please.
Reckless attack, so I can give myself advantage.
Reckless attack. And he stands over these children,
Nat 20 plus 4.
and it quickly and humanely, you both hear the sounds of axes and flesh and metal meeting. You guys see Aslug going to work on these children as their hands shoot up with every strike and fall lifeless to the ground. And within seconds, there's no more movement, there's no more sounds coming from this room. As Aslug's blade slowly goes to his side, you see blood dripping from it. Aslug, you've just been through an emotional action right now, and it takes you a second before you turn around and face your friends as these lifeless bodies of these children lay before you, slashed up.
Drop to my knees and just hold my axe in my hand, looking at the blood.
And you guys see Aslug, which you don't usually see, is him drop to his knees, and he holds the blade, and obviously he's destroyed what just happened. But these children are now at peace.
I would like to kind of go over and comfort him a little bit. Hand on the shoulder and like, you did the
More
right
sheep
thing.
kids.
Yeah, I'll also go over and put my hand in a comforting manner and tell him, tell Aslug, you did them a favor. We destroy the real culprit who did this to these children.
I agree.
Candlestick.
Stand up and tell everybody, let's get out of this room. I don't want to be there anymore.
Okay.
Pick up that candlestick.
All right, you go to reach down for the candlestick, and that hand is still holding, and you see the candlestick right against this child's chest that was very dear to him. So you can still take it?
Yes.
We need it. Rest
Have
in
to.
peace.
You cold sons of bitches.
Say
You
you're
reach down,
sorry as you're doing
and
it.
this child's hand goes up, and it lets go, and it plops to the ground. You have this stick. The sheep heads eyes are all open, facing upward, and there's blood slowly pooling around your feet.
Just trying to get out.
You grab it, and it's pure silver. And you look at it, and it's good enough to give somebody a decent something.
Yeah.
You guys step out of this room.
I'll just throw it in my duffel and just
I will.
think about what we're gonna do to Strahd with their sacrifice and what we got.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Next one.
So,
No more children.
It's just all sheep kids. We gotta kill a bunch of kids. More sheep kids.
What a bastard.
We're back.
Oh my god.
this is for the goodness of mankind, I tell you.
What could he accomplish with replacing the
Sheep
sheep heads on children's bodies?
Yes, shit. I'm gonna talk to this guy with my axe.
Uh-oh. Okay, so we're at. Are you guys leaving the door open, closing it?
Close it.
Doors
All
are
right,
closed.
you close it, and once again, this is the first time you see Aslug, the Bloodbringer, look pretty upset as he walks out. There's another door, and there's several doors all closed, or you can just leave.
Next door.
Next door, baby.
Okay. Who's opening it?
It's like time.
I can open it.
Tonic, you once again reach down, you open the door. It is unlocked. This room is a is packed wall to wall with limbless human bodies, torsos, squirming about the ground in their own filth. Several of these bodies are rolling on top of each other, turning their heads sideways, trying to eat the slop that's on the ground before you. Other torsos are too weak to swim or to squirm towards any food. Their eyes instantly pop up in their heads, look at you, filled with tears, and almost embarrassingly go back to eating the slop on the ground.
Shut the door, shut the door.
So these are humans with no arms and legs, all stitched up and trying to survive, squirming about the floor.
I'm gonna put you in a kind of closed door. Right? Go to town.
He's been through so much.
He's gonna have post-traumatic stress by the time you guys come out.
That's too much.
I'm gonna give him quadruple disadvantage on everything until he gets help.
He's a therapist.
No, but that's up to him if he wants to go in and do another mercy killing.
One cast it in and say,
Now these are adults, men and women, but they have no arms, no legs. They're
They
open
can't
stitched up,
speak.
but they
They're
can't
trying to
speak.
talk.
Yeah, they're trying, and they look up one instance, and embarrassingly they go back to eating the slop on the floor. Foul smell in the room, flies are everywhere.
hey, for the sake of your mother, I'll do this.
That's a lot to ask of you.
I'm going in.
There's a lot more rooms in here, guys.
Yeah.
Wait,
I'm going in.
I'd say once we're done, it may not be the easiest death, but let's just burn this place to the ground.
Yeah.
They said no fire. Things are afraid of fire.
And we're putting those things on their misery too.
Yeah,
I mean-
it may not be the easiest. Jesus.
Would it be for the best for us to go through each room,
Yes.
clear
Take a
each
peek
one out?
first.
What if somebody's a prisoner and they haven't done this to them?
They're all prisoners.
We need to go through every room,
But haven't been
especially
mutilated
if
yet.
we're gonna burn the place down.
You know,
Yeah.
we put everybody that's a mutation.
Alright.
Well, these inchwormers are about to die, so let me go in here and kill these inchwormers.
It's getting easier now.
Listen,
Yeah.
right? He's getting numb to it.
Yeah. The worms crawling.
Alright, Aslak is going in.
Aslan, once again, you see him breathing heavy as he stands and faces the door. Tonic, you see him looking, and you guys actually make eye contact, and you see in his eyes sadness.
Close the door.
I'm closing the door.
Aslug, the half-orc barbarian, walks in once again, blood still fresh on his weapon. You enter. All the bodies on the ground, there's a total of about 4 or 5 of them, they stop eating, and they all look up at you, seeing you stand and the door closed behind you. They look at you, they see the blood on the weapon, they know what's going to happen next, and to your surprise, all of them slowly inch up to you on their stomachs, and they place their heads to the side on the ground.
Gross.
We're just knocking heads now.
Gross.
Fire.
Use your red hand.
That's 19.
You hear the thud of an armored weapon hitting concrete and floor. Then there's silence. The door creaks open, and you see Aslug standing once again, and this time he has blood splattered on his clothing. He's holding his axe. His eyes are wide with a 1,000-mile stare as he looks at all of you, but is he really? And behind him are mutilated torsos of these bodies that once were alive and now put to rest.
Good job.
Hang my head. Search the room.
There ain't nothing in that room I want to see.
I'm just gonna walk past them and go up to the next door and just wait.
You quickly take a peek at this room. There's nothing of interest except for filth, slop, feces, and the severed these bodies that had just been killed by Aslug.
Do we need any of that?
Alright, yeah.
I got a bag of holding! Woo! Woo!
The next door is open.
Show me which one we're going to.
This one here.
Okay. Who's opening that one?
That's like,
Yeah, he's made
I'm
up
numb to
this
this. I'm just
now.
going door to door now.
The door creaks open, and another powerful wave of stench hits you. In the southeast corner is an overturned bed with a moldy mattress. However, a shape moves from the shadows into what little light is in this room from a stained window. There is no illumination orbs in here, for if there was one, it has been destroyed. You immediately see that shape. It is a woman. But as she turns to you, she has a large duckbill attached and stapled to her face. Her arms have been replaced with massive ostrich wings. Upon seeing you, she pauses and she returns back to the shadows, thinking, "You're probably just a dream." And as she walks, several feathers fall from her malnourished body, and she drops to the ground in the shadows, and you hear the soft crying from this poor woman.
You know what you gotta do. Shut the door behind you.
Joy, would you happen to
Yo, you're gonna be fucked up.
anything to put any of these people to sleep?
No. I don't have that spell.
I don't either.
Alright.
Can she speak?
I don't know. Why don't you ask? You look in the room. Are you gonna say something? Or are you gonna ask?
I was gonna say, excuse me, ma'am. Can you hear me?
She took me Donald Duck. Come on, do the voice.
Yeah. Close the door, motherfucker! If you ain't Grubhub, I don't want to talk to you. I'm just kidding. She makes no words to you, but you hear her crying even more. And she's sitting in the shadows still.
Ask her to nod if she wants you to do it. She's an adult.
Don't we have a... You're good with medicine. See, you can fix her.
Yeah.
You did so great.
I'm like, oh,
He's still covered in the teenager's blood. You know? And by the way, your body reverts back to normal.
She's like, alright,
Yeah.
am I
Like
really
once
though?
or twice for a yes or no.
Just gonna see if she understands me. I'm gonna ask her to go sit back in the light.
She crying continues. And you can tell the crying is like a mother who lost her child, and it sends chills through your body. She's by herself in this room, and God knows how long this poor woman's been locked up.
Well, I'm shit. This is
We can't free her because she's all weird and deformed, so...
Yeah,
That's
we
all you
can't
can
fix
do.
her.
Can't fix her. Well, Joy might be able to. You should roll.
Yeah.
Try.
That'll be have Joy go in every room to try to do medicine for everyone.
Just see.
Oh,
Just
fail
see.
again.
Yep.
Up there, go down.
Yeah,
Just about an hour ago, Joy was struggling to stop bleeding.
Blood is squirting out between his fingers.
It's practice.
Yeah.
So there's the question: do you leave her alone and close the door? Do you do a mercy killing, or do you take her with you?
I don't want her down here when we burn the place down, so I'm just gonna try to pick her up and move her over a little bit.
You start walking into the room. She sees you, and the feathers go up. She gets up, cowering, and she drops into the corner, and she's shaking, terrifying. And her eyes are seeing you; they're wide open, and she looks scared, senseless. Pupils get wide open.
Look straight into her eyes and just say, I'm sorry, and swing for the fences.
Aslug once again walks in, and you guys all, like Scooby-Doo, take a peek into the room. As Aslug is back to you, and he stands over the woman, you see him raise his axe.
This is a dirty one.
It's a dirty one.
I'm sorry.
Aslug's blade starts going down, and the woman starts screaming, and you see Aslug going again and again and again, and his blade is going, and the woman is screaming, and all of you start freaking out because this woman is screaming like you haven't heard screams like this in a while. Many of you have been in battle. People scream, they die, but this is a messy, horrible, painful death. And then finally, after about a good 15 to 20 seconds of this poor woman screaming, feathers everywhere start floating to the ground. Aslug is standing back. He staggers. You're starting to get messed up in the head, my man. You killed her, but there's a mess. And when he turns around, he's covered in blood and feathers. And there's a lifeless body of a woman with wings and a duckbill on the ground.
You want to flip the bed over real quick?
Okay?
What do I see?
He flips the bed up in the air. More feathers move everywhere. Her body rolls to the side. There's nothing in this room.
I'm out.
Why don't you get on the back with me? We'll do a prayer.
As he
Hey,
walks out,
when I walk out, I hit the ground. On my knees, just
Aslug walks out. He makes eye contact with all of you, not for compassion, almost frustration. He drops to his knees, just as he says, he's getting messed up in the head.
Next room.
Tonic. All right, big boy, we're almost done.
I can, hopefully I can just stab with the rapier in the head or something. Yeah, open the door.
What, that's the second one to the left.
yeah. They got one in here that says tired.
PTSD is your debuff.
They got a debuff for PTSD.
Okay, you go to open the door. This room was another bedchamber, but all that's left is a single statue of a saintly woman in robes. The statue is about 5 feet tall, and it's carved from a single piece of wood. It depicts the Saint Markovia, the paladin this place is named after. You immediately notice, though, what appears to be a large pig lying on its side next to this statue of wood. Suddenly, the pig moves, and you see a woman's head attached to the pig's body.
Oink oink.
She has matted red hair, large staples and stitches around her, and her labored head turns and looks at you, tears going down, and her face has dirt, but you see the rivers of tears that separated the dirt. Her eyes make contact with you, and when it does, it touches your soul. and you hear her say to you, "Please, please kill me."
Abomination!
And you're gonna kill her?
Absolutely.
Make a roll. If it's 5 and under, it's gonna be a horrible,
You know I'm
sloppy
ready for it.
death.
I got 1.
What'd you roll?
11.
Oh,
11
good
plus-
job.
Plus 5. So.
Tonic walks in and very gracefully, you see the rapier with lightning
Rapier.
speed, and he pulls it back, and he stands over this woman's body. This pig with the woman's head, motionless, and it's a very clean and quick death.
See, that's how you do it. You know, it's just- Some statue.
After he's killed 3 rooms.
I know. I come in, I do just one. Haha, this is how you do it.
Yeah, and you walk out, but it does touch you a little bit because you realize that this takes a lot more willpower than you believe it to be.
Sure. So there's a statue in here?
There's a wooden statue of the paladin or the ancient paladin Markovia.
Can we, does it move?
You check it out. It's made of wood and it does move around.
It's wood, yeah, wood, burn it.
Do you guys think maybe something's inside?
Punch it.
Can you check on it? Like, see if you see anything? Or if it moves, kind of take it out of the room in the hallway or something.
Yeah.
You start sliding it out, and you actually, unfortunately, slide it past some of the blood that's pooling on the ground. You see the drag marks of the blood as you behind it, and it starts to dissipate and dry as you get to the hallway. And you see Tonic drag out this wood statue. It's not heavy, and it feels somewhat light.
I'll look it over and see if there's anything that I kind of notice.
Make a
on it.
perception roll.
10?
Yeah, you're looking at it. You really just looks at you like a wood statue. You see the Cassidy just inspecting it. He throws his hands up. I don't see anything.
Can anyone else?
Bram, would you like to take a look? Sure.
It's not gonna be great. 8.
Yeah, you look at Cassidy and just look. You guys make Sabra, Joy, please.
Joy, I'll give you guidance so you can use it before.
I know.
Are you keeping track of your guidance that you're using?
It's
It's a
cantrip.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
No.
Of course it is.
That's a 6.
Yeah, and to you it looks like a normal
Yeah,
statue,
it's a statue.
and then you see the 3 of them just looking at each other.
Yeah,
I don't know.
it's a
I don't
statue,
know.
right, guys? Why are we looking so intensely at this
21.
You walk by all of them, and you immediately see
I'll look at it.
and you immediately see a seam all around the neck of the wood, as if it could be twisted off the head of the statue.
Here you
I'm gonna
go.
twist it off.
You twist it off, and you see a nice glow of a purple, and there's a vial with a bluish purple liquid, and you immediately recognize this as a superior healing potion.
Oh, cool. I'll hang on to this for a
Both
minute.
have health, so
All right, so you might want to write that down in your items, please.
Yep, absolutely. I don't have a pencil I can borrow. I don't want to use a pen.
Oh, my bad.
superior health.
And you'll find Florida scratch-off lottery tickets as well. Just
Perfect.
Okay. Nothing else in the room, right?
nope.
Good job. I wasn't gonna
Next.
Which room are you going to point to, please?
Third one, right?
G.
I can open it up.
Who's opening this door?
I will.
Okay.
Tonic.
At first, you hear the sounds of something growling inside this room as you slowly open the door. And you see what appears to be a large man covered in short fur, similar to a dog. However, as this man steps from the shadows, it looks like a hybrid of a man with a snarling dog face. Its hind legs are crooked like a dog. However, he stands upright like a man. He has long nails. They're covered in blood, obviously, and you see scratch marks throughout its body. This creature's head slowly turns towards you, Tonic, and looks at you. Its mouth is foaming with frost. It lets out a horrible, hungry growl, and it rushes you.
Come here, boy.
Keep yourself back, please.
That's not going to be good for me.
Oh no. Terrifying.
Let's do initiative, Tonic. The rest of you guys just see him like tense up. This is between him and this guy right now. This moment.
Oh, nice.
It's rushing at you with its arms exposed, growling teeth.
Actually, I ran upstairs and I pulled the sword. I rolled a natural 20. I did.
Alright.
I pulled it right out. It's awesome.
And you pull out a herring. Alright, so it's rushing you and you have a shot to, before your friends get involved. What are you going to do?
I'm going to step back and kind of let it out of the room and then try to stab it. Can I do that?
It won't chase you until its turn.
Well, okay. And so is that like a delayed action if I take a step back?
No, but you get it. You can probably get an attack of opportunity if you engage it first.
I got an at 22.
Yeah, just sit it. Fucking-
Yeah,
Yeah, just
smite
get
it.
in there. We'll come in there
I'm
with
gonna
you.
smite it
With what?
Okay.
with a rapier.
All right, you move back and you get a defensive
Did you
attack.
do anything to it, or is it just plain? Just a rapier. 21.
21 to hit. You go with your rapier, and that is
Yeah.
going to be. Oops, I need my character sheet. I'm sorry. That is a hit. Roll for damage, sir.
6, 9 points.
Wow. Your blade penetrates the fur and the flesh. You pull it out with a stream of blood. It doesn't seem phased, but it is injured. Its turn. It's going to rush you. As he goes into this room and you see there's movement, this creature goes running at you, and you move awesome defensive tactics. Step to the side, and this creature goes crashing out into the hallway, moving out,
Nice.
and slams into the wall across the door. And you guys see it just crashing, sort of scuttles, it gets to its feet, it turns its head, it looks at all of you, and it growls very fiercely. So, now it's going to be group initiative. Figures. I got a 7. So, anybody got 15 to 20?
22.
22.
No, I got
also.
20.
20. All right, so we're going to put Brand first, Cassidy second, Severa third. What did you get?
3, 12.
Aslug, me, Joy.
22. I guess so.
Joy's below. No, who's-
12.
12. Oh, you got the lowest. Oh, you did. And Tonic is last.
Who's after me?
Aslug.
Okay.
Aslug, the Bloodbringer.
Let's bring it up. Who needs a psychiatrist?
Okay, first up.
He's a psychiatrist.
This creature slams into the wall, almost like a Doberman Pinscher in a Resident Evil movie that comes rushing out, gets his head together, looks at all of you, Brand. What are you going to do?
Short sword, straight to the chest. Hopefully, not going to happen. 7.
You swing your sword, and this creature with great dexterity leaps over it and lands, and you see everyone Brand completely miss with the sword. Anything else?
Try with the crossbow since I can multi-attack. That's better. That is +4. Yes. 22.
That is a definite hit. Roll damage.
3 points of damage.
The blade skids, cuts through the shoulder, bounces off some bone, and heads out. But blood trickles down. You do some damage, but not much. Next up,
Cassidy.
what are you going to do before you roll, please?
Alright, I'm gonna rapier out. Go ahead and try and stab it right after he does his swing at it. 18.
That is a hit.
Alright.
Damage, sir.
That's 13 damage.
Sneak attack, baby.
That was perfect.
This creature is very bloodied. You move so elegantly, so quickly, that your blade pulls out even before you hit. But blood just spurts out of its side. And you guys are amazed at the speed and efficiency that Cassidy wields his weapon.
Oh, Cassidy.
Next up is going to be...
Can I move?
Yes.
Yeah. I want to move away from him, and he doesn't have attack of opportunity because I have fancy footwork.
Ah, son of a bitch. Of course you do. Okay.
Is he hurting really badly?
Yes, he's, I'm sorry, I was 13. Yeah, he's definitely bloodied. And you see blood coming out of all the wounds from the previous attacks.
Alright, I'll just load my
That's a
crossbow.
good size.
Can you turn it down?
Yes.
I'm gonna load my shoot it with my crossbow.
Werewolf. They're wolf.
19.
Wow, a good hit. Severa does a Matrix-type slide on her knees in slow motion, slides past Cassidy, holds up the crossbow.
7 damage!
The arrow slams dead center of this creature. It stops moving. Explain how this creature dies.
Hell yeah. As I'm sliding across the floor on my knees. I aim right in his chest. And it doesn't even go through, it just pierces.
And it's such a great shot, it impels the creature to the wall as it sits on its knees and its lifeless head falls down. Spit and the froth drools down on top of the arrow that's sticking out of its chest, and it eventually makes its way down its body. And you guys see Sebra on her knees get up, turn around, does the hair flip with her crossbow. It is quiet once again in this
You gotta
hall.
get the twirl, you know, like when they.
Yeah. Hell yeah. I killed something! I don't do much killing.
All right, good job.
Moves in the room. Gonna peek around, nothing really.
You going in?
There's 3 more dogs. Oh, bring back out.
Death.
Yeah, upon searching this room, you find nothing of value other than filth, a bucket, and some dried slop that's on the ground.
We can leave the bucket this time.
Or you can put it on your head and say, I am a wood knight! Look at me, wood knight!
Alright.
Next sucker
That's
up.
why.
Go through these rooms.
C. 15C.
Huh?
Oh, Jesus Christ, of course. Who's opening this door? Tonic wants to
Tonic
go.
do it.
again.
That was a comforting.
Are you going to knock and say, housekeeping? Want me fluff your pillow? Housekeeping? Hello?
I joined it. I joined it.
The door creaks open, and there's a flickering of these illumination bulbs in the far corners. There's a single window at the far end, but you immediately see 6 figures, completely nude, huddled together at the north wall. All their arms have been replaced with legs.
Ew.
There's stitches and staples and numbers and writing. Clearly, somebody has been doing experiments on these poor individuals. They immediately look at you. I'm sorry, I apologize. There are 6 of them. 5 of them are dead. But the one surviving creature, human, looks at you, and almost with a compassionate look. It looks too weak to speak, and its head plops back down on the ground. Flies go upward, and they settle back down on top of this poor soul. So you can tell that he's alive, but the other 5 are dead.
Not for long.
My Torm! Ah, Stabby's dead.
All right. Whoa! You walk into the room gracefully.
Yep.
Your cape fluttering as you walk in very quiet. In slow motion, as you guys know this deed that's going to happen. You are slowly trying to get your emotions back in check as Tonic is doing you a favor. You enter this room. This one person, lifeless, looks up at you, closes his eyes extremely slowly. The arms or the legs slowly go behind its back, and it holds its head up, expecting what's going to happen next. And in a quick motion, a painless, peaceful death as this poor soul collapses to the ground and suffers no more.
Move that behind Tonic.
Anything else?
In this room, that was...
Rest well, foot friend.
Other than slop and hay and flies and bodies, there is nothing else.
No, we're good, right?
Yeah, right.
Alright.
Where's the next door?
Yo,
I got this one.
you got this one?
Aslog composes himself. He approaches the door, that one to the closest to you guys.
Babies again.
Yeah, this time it's puppies with kitten heads.
Actually, we'll keep those.
I want
We'll
one.
take
Hey, no
these.
puppies. Cat dog. It's a cat dog.
Oh, this will be somebody's for you.
Cuppies, only cuppies.
Aslog, Bloodbringer, you reach over and push the door slowly open. Hay separates, and you see when the door opens up, the food and slop that was placed through the top portal smudges and smears as if no one tried to eat it. Amongst the hay and rags in this room, you find a lifeless body lying on its side. This appears to be a body of a small bear, but where the bear's head used to be is a human male. The bear's arms are clutching a silver statue depicting the Saint Markovia. Make a nature roll for me.
Nature roll. That's a 13.
It looks like shiny metal to you. And the good news is there's no breathing. This creature is dead.
You cut his head off, Leeway?
No, you're not.
You
some kelp over there. I'm gonna go over there and just poke it with my axe. See if it's actually dead.
It is absolutely dead.
And I'm gonna go to
Final room.
pry the statue out of its hands.
And you do, and it comes out easily. There's a smell of the stomach and the bowels releasing, and the gas coming from the body as you do. It's pretty nasty, but you pull it out, and you have this beautiful but stained silver statue of the ancient paladin Markovia.
I'm gonna give it to our paladin.
Yeah. Put it back.
Make sure you guys mark these off because eventually I'm going to be checking backpacks to see as far as weight goes and stuff. So.
I have a big silver thing. I need a pencil.
There's pencils out in there if you want to grab some. So I don't have to keep using his pencil.
Alright, so
Which door was that now?
That was
The
last.
last-
Okay, then you have one more to the.
One more.
Yep.
Oh, boy.
What do you mean, oh boy?
All right, so you approach the last door. Who is opening this door?
I'm just gonna spin around and open it.
just gonna do it.
Aslo composes himself, and like a man on a mission, he turns around and he opens up this door.
Just throws it open.
This dorm is illuminated by a single bulb in the corner. There are windows, but it's nighttime. Outside, the windows are musty and dirty. There are flies everywhere. This room contains a fort made of piles of wood and shattered furniture and torn drapes. From within the fort, you hear the labored breathing and gurgling sound of coughing and mucus-filled lungs. A small boy pops his head out. Sorry, bro. A small boy pops his head out beyond the fort to look at you, but this child has the head of a deer, a doe.
Oh dear.
A small deer head attached to its body. The doe's nose is dripping with liquid as if it has a really bad cold. The eyes have caked up mucus in the corners. And this child obviously is ill and malnourished as he's trying to breathe. The deer actually speaks to you. And you hear in a gurgled voice say, "I see you, Papa. I see you, Papa." And he's the deer. And you guys hear this, and the deer head is speaking, and tears are going down the fur, and the boy's hands on the other side of the fort are reaching for you, "Papa,
Just come
Papa."
So far.
And you guys all hear this horrible, emotional roller coaster of.
Off with
Maybe
the
he'll just
fucking-
go with you. You could have a little deer-headed
And
boy.
you see he's malnourished, he's sick, he's coughing, and you guys hear his lungs
Can't eat.
is gurgling with mucus when he coughs. The boy is pale, but he thinks you're his papa, as this little deer face is talking to
I'm
you.
gonna shut the door.
Just gonna close the door behind me. And I was like, can you hear me?
Are you stepping out?
No, I'm in there and I close the door.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Who are you talking to?
The deer.
The deer head boy says, "I hear you, papa." And he starts coughing, and you actually see on the side dripping down the deer's mouth is blood.
Right?
Who did this to you?
That's great hindsight.
I know.
Let's go with let's do a charisma roll, and I'm gonna have you do with disadvantage. Your magic number's gonna be 10. Right?
Why do you make him do it?
It's on the whole-
I did not think about
The
it.
number is
No,
what?
neither
I
did
just-
I.
What did you roll?
A 9.
That's what you need.
Just run around with
No, it was a 10. I said
10.
10. Yeah, no.
You said a charisma?
Yeah.
You're a plus 4. So here's a
Oh,
dagger.
shit.
13.
Go to work,
So
Bill.
you have a plus
Okay.
4 charisma? No, you don't.
I think. Let me see. I think
You
it's
said you were the least charismatic person. You
I
have
got
a minus
I got
1.
negative. Well, I looked at the wrong one. That's an 8.
He just says to you, "Papa, hug me. I need you, Papa, Papa." The little boy's arms are shaking, and this deer head is looking kind of
Has he got
weird.
moves or has he got fingers?
Now, it's normal hands, normal skinny, really malnourished body, but it's a head of a deer. Stitches and staples all around. You see numbers, and you also see marks going down the center of its chest with numbers and stuff like that.
I say no more words and just
Give him a red nose.
swing his head off.
As you start walking closer, you hear this dear child giggling and laughing very nicely. "Thank you, Papa, I love you." And it holds its hands out. You doing this?
He's doing
Doing
it.
it.
15.
You hear quiet on the other side of this room. There are no more sounds or noise. The door slowly creaks open. Aslug, the Bloodbringer, stands before you. Once again, a pale look on his face, and you see the body of a child in the distance against a wall near a really adorable-looking fort that was probably built by this child with a deer's head. Aslog says no word as he steps out into the hallway, and he looks at all of you.
How'd everything go?
No good.
It's not good, man.
Yeah.
All right.
And then all the puppies he had in a box come running out.
Well, I'm glad we checked these out.
Use common motions on him.
We need to go find the
I
doc.
know, right? I was
Yeah,
about to say
exactly.
Somebody needs to go check out that fort.
I'll go in and look at it. I'll go inside here.
I'm gonna wipe off my axe, get this child's blood off of it.
Upon searching this room behind the fort, you see writings that say, "I love you, Mama. I love you, Papa. I can't wait to see you again. I love you always. Look, Mama. Look, Papa." And he's just writing letters to mother and father. It's the saddest thing you've seen.
Oh, shit.
That's very sweet.
Well,
Well,
No,
while they're all doing
Yes,
that, I'm heading
yes,
back
we
to the
did.
stairs.
we set him free.
well,
I'm done.
There's a door back here. What is this door?
Yeah.
Is it the door? Or
What's that door to?
That's a door.
Okay. Yes, you go to that door, and it actually is open. It's unlocked. You can open it.
Do I want to?
Hey, Tonic, you wanna open the door?
Yeah, I would like
the door just opened.
As you open the door, you see behind the door, unfortunately, is bricks. All mortared bricks, and it looks pretty old.
Big door.
Bust it down, dog.
Yes.
Oh.
Did they move?
All brick. No, it's a wall. It's a solid wall with
Yeah,
bricks.
it's
Almost
like
like
a-
what's behind you guys now.
Yeah.
Brick door. All right, we're
We
heading.
need to find the doctor. He was supposed to be in this wing.
That's what he said.
Yeah, but we've seen upstairs.
And he
We've
wasn't
seen.
there.
There's no downstairs, right?
Aren't these
Those are upstairs.
What's this?
I don't know. It's like a little room.
Oh, the shed. The shed.
Yeah, one of the sheds.
I think I'm going to turn to these two guys, and I would like to say the following. You have both seen great darkness since you have been here in Barovia. You understand now why it is important that Strahd die. We deal with this every day. I have made many sacrifices to be with you. We have all made sacrifices to stay alive here.
I'm just thankful I didn't have to kill any children.
The
My
day-
soul is clean.
The day is not finished
Oh,
yet.
that's true. You're right. You're right. He does like to.
It is important that we finish our mission. We must find the amulet. It is very powerful.
Strahd will die.
Yes.
I will see it.
Anybody else? After Bron gave this speech, and it hits home to all of you, especially you, Aslug, as you saw how powerful Strahd is, you know that it's going to take a group effort to every help you can to take him out.
All right.
What are we doing
move
at
on?
Move on.
Going out to the courtyard then?
Yes.
Okay, so let's move everyone out to the courtyard by those doors.
Oh no, it's a hand of.
Just a hand of torn.
Can you do me a favor?
It has to be like 5 a.m. We really should sleep.
And
Let's just go back and take a nap.
Sleep.
Can we do a
after
short
we
rest?
kill him. Shit, he's gonna see it. and come
Back
back.
in the
right there. Yep.
Okay, we're gonna be exhausted.
Thought
Did
you would
anyone
never
need
come.
healing?
Oh my god.
Never mind.
I think they were alerted that we are not in our bed.
Is our sleeping mistress still in the attic?
Should be.
The child.
And put this over next to the silver, please.
Knew it.
They got her. Darn it.
Take the, yeah, that's perfect. Good. Okay, let's have 13. Let's move 13 to the left of the Silka.
Giant battle.
It's got to be.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, going out to the courtyard, you're immediately greeted by Dr. Gressenstein, another tall flesh golem, Vasilka, who's holding in a headlock against her chest, is a wide awake Gertruda. And to the left of her is 13. Gressenstein looks at all of you with an angered look about his face. What have you done to my mongrel children? You don't understand my research is important. I warned you not to go to the abbey on this side, but you didn't listen. Vasilka, you see her holding the young girl even tighter. to the point where her face is almost turning purple and tears are going down Gertruda's face. 13 almost looks confused as his eyes are going darting back and forth to you and his father, Dr. Gressenstein. Basilka, with her white ivory look on her face with the mask, stares directly ahead at all of you. I tried to be nice. I tried to help your friend. He has a new limb. And did you know that's months of experimentation and work I've done in there? Those mongrel people were going to be the answers to all the problems in Barovia, and each of you, by the heavens and the hells, have ruined it. This is not your night. And mark my words, you will not leave here alive. You see him turn and look over to the golem, and he grabs the side of the cage with this giant beast. He says, we shall meet now, forever, and you shall die. And now it is combat as he opens up the cage. Give me this cage, please. He opens up the cage, and this hulking creature steps out.
She just gave me her superior health potion. What does it do?
Wait a second while I set up.
8 d4s.
You guys angered the doctor.
He's the key.
Joy.
When I get these destroy the doctor, I think the golem is back.
Now, just to give you a description, the beast that came out of the cage, he stands about 7.5 feet tall.
6, 5.
He has massive shoulders, and we're talking really built. The doctor calls him number one for a reason. This was his first experiment, put together by some of the finest athletes he could find. Jacked muscles, there are bone shards ripping through some of the flesh. He has a noose around its neck and a torn up hood. His eyes are glowing green as he labors and hunches over. He's massive, he looks dangerous, and he's ready to fight. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do group initiative in this area, and hopefully you guys can make it out alive.
Shit.
We're all rolling.
Group initiative. I'm rolling for my group. Which is... Oh. Yes.
Is that a 20?
Of course it is.
Oh, are you kidding me?
So would we just take whoever rolls best? Is that down here?
I rolled a 20 right now.
Do we individually
It's
roll?
all
Yes, we're
individual.
gonna... we're gonna go individually to see in order. So let's start with you, Ben.
4.
Okay, you got a 4.
18.
Okay, Sever's put me at the top right now. Oh, excellent. Sever got an 18, you got a 4. Okay, next.
Oh, jeez.
Oh.
That's, that was a 1, but I have 6 initiative.
I love it!
6.
Okay.
Good rolls, good rolls.
No. Is that a 9 or a 6?
It doesn't... I'm gonna say it's a 6.
No, it's a 9.
It won't really matter.
It doesn't matter.
Plus
So
4.
let's give him a 9.
There's not a-
Ooh!
19.
He's right below me.
Plus anything on
Initiative, no.
initiative?
That's dexterity, right?
Now, mind you... who's next? Joy?
I
Joy,
got a 7.
she got a 7. You also have Piddlewick with you.
Oh, yeah.
So you have Piddlewick's stat sheet. Piddlewick has been quiet. Piddlewick will listen to you and do stuff that you command. And Piddlewick will also be on your turn as a separate attack, assist, or whatever you want. Okay? Unfortunately for you guys, Dr. Gressenstein and his creatures go first. So, first up, very clearly, Basilka throws down violently Gertruda to the ground. Dust goes up in the air, and Gertruda is shocked, and not running, but she's in shock as she sits on the ground. Basilka, what would you like to do?
So I throw the girl on the ground and I look at all of you kind of slowly, like I'm kind of mad. And then I look back at Severa. And then I look over at the well in the center. I look at the bricks and I nod a little bit. I run over to it. I start screaming and smashing the bricks. Like I'm ready to chuck them all.
So Basilka does exactly that. She stares at all of you. She walks over and like a madwoman starts slamming her fist into the well, and chunks of bricks start flying everywhere all around the ground. As the dust settles, this superhuman strength woman reaches down and grabs a huge chunk of brick as she looks at all of you. That's her turn.
She's gonna debo us, you know. Friday, she's gonna take a brick and throw a brick at us and knock us out.
Dr. Gressenstein reaches behind his Victorian long 3/4 length coat, pulls out a whip, and snaps it on the ground. And he's going to go for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Joy!
Rude.
His whip goes shoo in your direction. He's going to try to grapple you around the neck with it.
Okay.
Let's see, he's right there. Joy is, he's going to go forward, move him up 2 boxes while he does this. What's your AC?
14. You crit on me?
Enlightening speed. Not a crit, but it's close. The whip goes out and cracks in the air. Before you can even react, there's a rope around your neck. And you instinctively grab onto it.
Yeah.
Make a strength roll. Oh my god, I'm killing it.
That's an 8.
No.
I'm killing it. You get pulled, boom, right to the ground violently. And when that happens, a loud yell fills the courtyard as 13 screams out, "Father, no!" And he yells, and you guys all hear this as Joy is on her hands and knees, and you see she's being pulled by Dr. Gressenstein and the whip. Number 13. Let's make the roll. We need a 10-sided die. 50 and up. I'm sorry. Yes, 60 and up. Something good will happen. I'll show you.
Alright.
I rolled an 80. As 13 screams and watches Joy on her hands and knees being pulled across by Dr. Gressenstein. Move 13 closer to Dr. Gressenstein. He stands next to the doctor. And with lightning speed, he reaches up and he grabs Dr. Gressenstein. And Gressenstein says, "What are you doing?" He lifts up Dr. Gressenstein easily over his head. The whip drops to the ground. 13 turns and throws the doctor way across, over Vasilka, over the well. He goes crashing into all this equipment, and there's a big flash of light in the courtyard and a loud explosion. Suddenly, a fire starts to spread in this area.
Burn them up.
Okay, now the big boy. Oh, the golem.
Right there.
Same numbers. 6, Joy!
Yeah?
Joy, the whip comes off your neck and you start bleeding. Hey, it's the girl from the tavern. This will be easy. Joy, as you find the whip falls from your neck and you see the distance, a flash of fire. You see the silhouette of 13 with his back to you. And suddenly, standing right in front of you is a massive flesh golem. The regular one. The super one. Yeah, the super one. And you look up and he's massive and he looks down at you. You hear the growling sound, almost a happy kind of roar. It reaches down for you. Ooh. It goes to grab you, and you see the noose around its neck tighten as 13 grabs the rope around his neck, and he's pulling this creature from grabbing you, and he's snagging it back. No! Bad one, bad! And 13 is trying to pull this creature. Run, Rose! Run, beautiful woman, run! He says. The creature... Now, like Vasilka, 13 is really strong. So this creature, the rest of his turn, he's going to try and struggle with 13 with a tug of war. Lucky.
Yeah. Take it.
Lucky and unlucky
Yeah.
at the same time.
The other golem, he's going to go for... Should I even bother Joy to say it's you?
It's gonna be Joy.
Tonic.
This one right here.
Yeah, he's going to move towards you and... he swings at you, and you use the defensive tactics, and you brush off and push his attack as his arm flails at you and completely misses and hits your arm. Good defensive. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let the battle begin. Who's next? Tonic.
Thunderous Smite.
Oh.
Using the thing. Using the rapier. Let's see if I can hit. 15.
Okay. The fire will be spreading, by the way, during combat.
Those are so cute.
Okay. What did you roll?
15.
And what are you hitting with?
The rapier.
That is a hit, my friend. Your rapier goes right through center mass of the golem, and it stares at you.
Thunderous Smite, so the rapier's not going to do any damage, is that what you're saying? It does say it takes 2d6 of thunder damage.
And that is
It takes any
magical.
damage, yeah.
Well, I'll let that slide. Yes, roll damage.
And he has got to make a save or something. He's going to get pushed back.
That will be a fair DM. Like Xerxes in 300. I'm a fair god.
9 points. And then he needs to make a strength saving throw. Otherwise he's pushed back 10 feet and falls on his ass.
Nice.
9 points of damage?
Yep.
Okay.
I don't have my strength in there for that, do I? If it's magical, it wouldn't, right?
No. And that's my
Well, so
vulnerability.
you get the hit.
The hit did no damage.
Oh,
Yeah, the piercing doesn't do damage.
No, they like to. Okay. Yeah, you see a shot of electricity go. Your face lights up, it dissipates, your blade comes out, you see some burn marks around it. You did very little damage, but you did some damage.
Did he make a strength saving throw?
And I'll do it right now. Oh, shit. It failed, whatever it is.
Knocked back 10 feet and knocked on his ass. Like,
Ooh.
Prone.
Oh, right. Boom! A flash of light and it falls back to the ground. Awesome. What do we have? Next is Sevra.
Are any of them undead?
These are not undead creatures, young lady.
Okay.
okay.
They're constructs.
Alrighty. I'll be doing guiding bolt.
Explain to the people at home what Guiding Bolt does.
A flash of light is going to shrink towards a creature of my choice.
A flash of light going towards a creature of
And
your
I have to
choice.
roll to hit. So
A distant attack, basically?
yeah, oh yeah.
Ranged attack, my bad.
Ranged. I will go for the big guy.
Okay, yeah, he's being pulled. Can you put number 13 behind him, please?
Sorry. 18.
That is a hit.
Radiant damage, and whoever is next has attack or advantage on that guy.
Caspino.
Oh, that's me.
Yeah, they're.
Because he is sparkly.
How much damage is that?
That was 12 damage. Radiant damage.
So the big guy?
Yeah, big guy.
You saw you damaged flesh, but right now it's too busy with the noose around its neck going backward as 13 is pulling with all its life that it has, trying to pull him back away from all of you.
Right.
Anything else, young lady?
I will cast Shield of Faith as my bonus action. Kind of want to give it to Joy, but I might want to give it to Tonic. Tonic, okay, give it to Tonic. So that's +2 to your AC.
So I'm at a 21.
21 AC. Jesus Christ.
Just wait till I get some plate. I'm gonna run with chainmail on him.
Is there anything in the spell book for I cast herpes? Okay. You're up next, Cassidy.
Get some treads.
Alright. Rapier at the ready. I want to make way through, past a slug and joy, try to thrust with my rapier.
This guy?
Yes.
Advantage.
Yeah, you have advantage on him.
Advantage. That is 21.
That is an awesome hit. Roll damage.
10 damage total.
Your blade goes in extremely fancy with your movement, and you pull it out. The creature does not even seem phased whatsoever by your weapon, as it's still struggling. But you know flesh and damage, and this guy seems to do no damage from your attack.
And then I want to use as my bonus action to dash, because I hit him, he can't hit me back anyway. But I'm going to run towards the well there.
Okay.
Make my way. Not quite within range yet, right about there.
Sweet. Okay, next up is Hill. Enjoy.
Alright, Joey's gonna disengage and move away.
Good idea.
5, 10, 15. We'll move over here.
Piddlewick is looking up at you.
Yeah, I'm like,
Get him, Piddlewick.
What
head
the hell?
away.
Use Thunderbolt.
I'm gonna yell across the battlefield. Only magic on the big guy.
Grab Gertruda and get her over here, please.
Piddlewick darts running across, Naruto style, with his hands behind him, and runs with lightning speed. Gertruda, on her hands and knees, watching this, is in shock.
Gertruda, trust Fiddlewick.
Let's do a charisma as you're screaming across.
It's a 10.
That's fine. 10. He picks her up. She looks. She wraps her arms around this little savior. His head spins 360 around and looks at you and lights up, and his mouth opens up with a proud ah, and you hear him make that noise. And he wobbles, runs towards.
Good job.
And he runs towards you.
Yeah, that's
Alright.
5, 10, 15, 25, 30.
Yeah, you can put both of them next to you.
Nice.
Yep. More fire begins to spread. This time it's under the catwalk near the sheds. Starts spreading across this area here.
So everybody's engaged.
Things start exploding in the sheds because of all the liquids and the other electronics in the area.
There's no one attacking us.
Alright.
Next up is Aslug Bloodbringer.
Run out and lock the door.
So I have got myself back together here, and I'm no longer mentally unstable. I'm gonna make myself mentally unstable and rage, and become extremely, extremely angry and let out blood.
If anybody's still watching at home, you're about to see Aslug earn his name, the Bloodbringer.
And I am going to use my new hand for the first time and go shove it in this big dude's chest
Yep, take his heart out.
as hard as I can.
Holy mud, that bitch.
And when you do this, sir, your new hand, starts to smoke and glow red with hot heat. And you pull it back. The last time you seen something like this was back in Balagate with a man with an arm that was very similar. And you pull it back and flames light up. So when you punch, you're going to get an extra 2d6 fire damage. When you rage, only when you rage, okay?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So this is the
Ready
hit.
to roll today, yeah.
That's a nat 20.
Oh my god. Alright, so
Hell yeah.
alright, this is how I do my nat 20s for anyone watching. We're going to first do the maximum damage. So 2d6. He's automatically going to take 12 fire damage from your shot. Now you're going to roll your double damage.
So my weapon, what do you mean?
What are you hitting with?
My great axe.
Well, you're punching, no?
You're punching. You said you were punching.
Yeah, you're
punching
punching.
is a d6.
Yeah.
So you're going to be doing 3d6.
So right now you got 12 damage with the punch because of your hands on fire. And now you're going to roll.
3d6.
Right.
Yeah.
And
So,
since I crit, it says I get an extra weapon. That's an extra. That's an additional.
but
No,
you're
no,
not
no,
hitting with a weapon.
you're not hitting with weapons,
You're
you're
not
punching.
hitting with
No, it says 3d.
Gain one additional weapon die of damage on a crit. You're not using a weapon. You're using your fist.
This is my weapon.
No.
Yeah, you're not using a weapon. You're using your fist.
That's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 extra damage.
Oh shit! And it's 12, 10, 22 points of Aslug damage. Aslug, when you hit, there's a huge explosion center mass, almost like Dragon Ball Z, as it lights up the entire courtyard with a flash of light. You pull back and you see you do massive damage. It's almost a dark singed hole at this beast's chest. His eyes widen open, and for the first time, by being pulled from behind, he actually notices you from the shot you did, and you pull back, and you know you did a lot of damage. And there's probably a superhero fist logo on his chest right now.
Hell yeah.
Start punching people and stuff.
I should have frenzied.
Anything else, sir?
No, I'm good. Oh, my hand's on fire.
13 is pulling really hard, and it's going to be his turn. What I'm going to do with him is he's going to try his damnedest and yank him to the ground, so you'll get advantage on attacks on the giant one. As the fire rages, 13 grabs and he goes to pull and he stops. His head shoots across the courtyard to the west wing, and all you hear 13 say is, "My music!" He lets go of the rope, and his turn is he starts running across that, running past everyone, and he starts heading towards this area, just barely missing the flames. The flames have caught the catwalks, and as he goes under the catwalks into the west wing, there's an explosion above him, and the catwalks come falling down, and he disappears into the building. This whole area is engulfed in flames as he runs into the building for his music. I rolled a 1. That's why.
Yeah.
Oh no!
The bad creature is now free, and then finally, you begin to hear the howling of a wolf, and it's loud. In fact, everyone in the area starts to look around, even you. And in the shadow on the wall above you, where the moon is, there's a silhouette of a creature that jumped on the wall. It has the head of a wolf and the body of a man. As it's breathing heavy, looking down, its eyes are shining red. My friend, this is a werewolf. And on the top, as it howls, it looks all around, and its eyes fall on the super golem. As it leaps over the wall, and it jumps, and it mounts it. Move over there.
Hell yeah. Sounds like it.
Alright. We'll take whatever help we can get, I guess.
Thanks, werewolf.
The werewolf leaps on its front of its chest, and all you see is quick slashes as it's scraping and clawing, and you see flesh being torn as this creature's on top of the pecs of this giant, massive super golem, and it's going to town, and it's howling and screaming. Next, top of the order is me, Vasilka. What would you like to do?
Alright, so I'm pretty pissed off. You know, I'm not a big fan of you guys beating up my friends and siblings and whatever. So I look around. I don't know, Cassidon's kind of giving me a look back, like not sure if I should engage with him, but my eye is just set on Severa. So with my movement,
Oh, you're beautiful.
sorry. With my movement,
I'm running towards her with a
I walk
sword.
towards her, but like away from Cassidon.
You.
Like one more stuff. Yeah. Okay, cool. So I am just going to just slap you across the face a couple times if I can.
Slap you.
She has 2 attacks.
Back of the hand from there.
That's plus 4, yeah. That's a dirty 20. And the second hit is going to be 15.
No.
So you got
So
the
I
dirty
get your
20.
one.
So, and her strength modifier. So you're going to do, yep, plus 8, 4, 12 points of bludgeoning damage as Vasilka just cracks you. There's a flash of light. You look back at her and blood. You taste the salt of blood in your mouth as her eyes behind the white mask look insane psycho as it's looking at you. And this has to do with you being a bard, by the way. So I mean, not bard, a cleric. Yeah. Anything else? You don't get one movement or anything, or you good?
I'm gonna back up a little. Can I back
That's
up?
an
That's an
opportunity.
opportunity.
Never mind.
Yeah.
I'll
Oh,
just
back
give
up.
her like a
Oh, back
look.
up.
No, I'm good.
Ruined it. I know. Katie, you had them so delicately placed.
Okay, so next up, it's going to be the doctor is out. He's gone. You don't know where he is.
Let me ask you a question real quick. Maybe I missed something.
Oh,
Did I go or not? Because I don't.
Oh, you didn't go.
Oh yeah, you didn't go.
Brand, you're going to go, and I'm going to let you go twice.
All I would like to do for this one is to go see if I can grab some fire from the closest area that I can.
I'm going to give you
Have,
2
like, a
moves.
thing of fire.
I'm going to give you 2 moves. My bad. I guess, I don't know why we totally skipped
I
over
can
you.
wait for the next
No.
opportunity.
We're going to say that turn, you
Okay.
have fire, and you find some lumber, and there's flames going up, lights your face up, you're glowing,
Then I would run back to the cleric with fire
right?
and attack at this point Basilka because
Yeah.
You're supposed to, yeah, okay.
she's attacking.
Basilka, unfortunately for you, as you pull back and you're proud of the shot that you did, there's a glow of light behind you. You spin around, and all you see coming down on you is a torch and a mean-looking guy dressed in black. Go.
Thanks, Brand.
Yeah. That's not. Oh wait, no, that's super cool. So 19.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
That is a hit.
How we want to do the damage with a stick, a club.
It's a club, but you're going to do fire damage as well. Yep.
So is that a 1d6 or 1d4?
We'll do 1d6 fire damage, and then you have the blunt, which is also 1d6.
Okay, so let's roll 2, 6.
So
Is there a plus anything on me?
Plus strength.
I know.
plus your strength.
6.
6 damage. That's very good. She takes damage, her arm starts lighting up. Basilka, your arm starts engulfing, and you feel pain you've never felt before. You hear a blood-curdling scream come from the mask. Her eyes are panicking, and she starts shaking, stepping backwards as she's trying to pat out the fire. You quickly go next to her, and you see that you did a lot of damage to her.
Stay away from her!
Thanks,
Yeah, I got
Brand.
it right
You're gonna punch me on my face.
there. Okay, those are your 2 turns. Next we're going to go to Tonic. You have the werewolf that's fighting the fuck out of this giant super golem. Another golem, his turn is going to stand up and move forward, so he's down on the ground right now. He's slowly getting up. And Basilka, her arm is on fire, and she's patting it out. As you look, she's backing away, and you see Bronn standing with a torch in front of him, and he's standing in front of the cleric, and he's like sort of protecting her. As Basilka's screaming, and she's stepping back, trying with his fire.
This seems to me to be our cue to get the hell out of here.
This is about that time, or we just huddle
Yes.
up, huddle out.
So, I'm gonna yell, let's get the hell out of here, and start making my way towards the door.
Where are you right now?
I'm over here.
Oh shit. Oh wait. Who's that? Oh, it's A-Slug?
Yes.
Alright, so you're gonna scream, let's go! Right?
Let's go.
That's Paladin-like.
Yes. I'm drawn because the flames are all coming up here.
They are, they're falling over in that direction.
Yeah, so we need to make our way to that direction. But you know, while I'm here, can I charge her?
Basilka? Yes, you can.
While I'm making my way out?
And you're gonna get advantage on this. She's on fire, she's freaking out.
Right. Yeah, 19.
That is a hit. What are you hitting her with?
The rapier. But it's not. But I am doing Wrathful Smite.
Oh, you could. Wait, so this is basically one shit. You don't have that. What are you doing?
Wrathful Smite.
Please explain that to everybody.
What that is, it's when I hit, I do an extra. First of all, do I do any damage with the rapier on her?
No.
No.
I'll be honest. Golems, they are immune to piercing, bludgeoning, slashing from non-magical weapons
Okay. So she does take
that aren't antimantium, by the way.
1d6 psychic damage. So 2 points there.
No saving throws.
And then she has to make a wisdom saving throw or be frightened of me.
15.
You must make a wisdom check against your spell save.
On your spell sheet, where's your spell?
No, it's just you have to make a wisdom.
Yeah, you say.
So whatever you say.
Yeah. You do how much damage was that?
2 points. That's my only trick.
Damage was done, but not much, and she's so preoccupied, your spells, whatever, does not work on her.
Huh?
Use your divine smite.
I used my, well, yeah, I got Thunder Smite. I got one more. I got a Divine.
Yeah, if
You only get one attack, though, right?
Yeah.
If you just like normal smite on a roll, you get an extra 2d8
Okay.
of radiant damage.
So I got the limit today.
Use your spell slot.
It's however many spell slots you have.
Okay, alright, yeah. I'll do it next time. I have 5. So I've done 2.
This one is the dotted line, right in the corner. Right there, yep. Okay, so next up is going to be Severa.
Let's see. So she is in my melee range.
And as obviously this place is glowing with flames and fire, the catwalks are all coming down, all the buildings and structures are on fire. It's a matter of time before this inferno engulfs everyone.
I'll cast Sacred Flame on,
More fire!
you know, on her. I can't remember her name.
Basilka. Wow.
That's a dex saving throw. Alright. She attacked me first.
Good.
Dex saving throw. Oh.
How much damage does she take?
4 damage.
Woo! It does it.
And I'm gonna move
Ed?
right by the door.
Oh, shit, that does it. I'm excited.
Oh, yes.
That's fine. She can opportunity of attack.
Yeah, you get a free attack on Severa as she ran away.
You can try.
Right? Yeah, but it's going to be disadvantaged, so you can roll 2 of them because you're on fire. At the beginning of your turn.
Okay.
Alright.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Oh, what?
31! Basilka, she's super worried about the fire. She's she's freaking out. Her head is all, she's screaming all nuts. It's like a bad prom date from hell. She's like, yeah! Who's next? We have Bran.
Okay. So I'm next to you. I think I'm going to take a glance to see if I can find her maker, the doctor.
You see, make a perception roll.
Natural 20.
You do! You see his body being burnt to a crisp by the well. He's dead.
I'm going to try to direct her attention to it if I can. Your maker! He is dying!
Now, is this going to intimidation or persuasion? Or...
Persuasion for her to look. I want to see what she'll do when she sees
Let's
her.
make this roll. Go ahead.
Okay, so persuasion. I'm going to say it's charisma edition.
Yep.
So, 18.
Go ahead. Oh, you rolled an 18.
Yes, on charisma.
Alright, this is what we're going to do. Make a roll of a 20-sided die. And if you roll anything under, something.
Yeah. Oh, good. I want
She hears you screaming.
Yeah.
She's starting to put out the flames, and her head's darting left and right, but she's not running into the fire.
Okay. So do I see that she looks like she noticed her?
Oh yeah, she looked over, she looked at you, she's looking around, she's looking at her body, her head is darting all over the place like a cat in front of a fish tank.
Okay.
Her eyes, her black eyes are shining with all the flames around. Anything else?
I think I will prepare to dodge, because I'm not leaving until these folks are out of the way, if that's what's happening. So I'm going to prepare to dodge, but I'm staying right by her, swinging my torch of fire.
Your torch! A torch of fire! Made of earthly wood! Okay, next up is me, Cassidy. Oh, no, it's,
What happened to Stepper last time?
no, we didn't change it. Cassidy.
I'm gonna go ahead and say, abandoned ship! This place is on fire! Let's get out of here! Make my way towards the exit, just outside of the area, and just kind of wait to see if anybody needs help getting out.
Okay, so Cassidy vaults. There's no one around for an opportunity attack. The doors are massive wood doors that number 13, last session we had, easily pushed them open.
Try and get them over.
You go to open them, you put your body against it, and it's hard to push open.
Okay.
So you gonna try it?
Yeah, I'm trying to get it out. So get out here.
18 or higher, buddy.
18 or higher.
And if you
okay.
fail this, I mean, you're not strong enough to do it at all.
Was that strength?
No, it's emotional feeling.
Okay, that's 16, but I want to use one of my luck die.
Okay.
See if I can get it and beat it. And I got a 16 again. So.
Okay, you're trying, you're going, and you see your muscles and the sweat, but you cannot budge those doors. You stop and you look back. Everyone's gathered around. This place is starting to fill up with smoke.
Workout for him.
This may be the end. This may be the end for all of you. Next up is Joy.
Alright, I see him having trouble with this door. I am not very strong. I am going to, he's average, he's 10, so he's a flat. I'll need an 18 or 19, 20. So I will aid Piddlewick in helping the door. So I'm like, okay, Piddlewick, we're going to try to just lower your body and just try to push, buddy.
Okay.
And I'm going to...
Piddlewick gently places Gertruda on the ground as she's on her knees, breathing heavy, watching, confused on what to do. Piddlewick looks at you, nods its head, it opens its mouth, and you hear the like the breath exhale. Piddlewick's little eyes show bright red. The bells on its jester's cap start ringing as it rushes to the door, places its hands on the doors, and looks at you.
Yep.
Make 2 rolls.
Yeah.
18 or higher.
Damn it, that's a 15.
You both can't do it as you tried, and Cassidy, you're aware, like, oh shit.
Trying to
I forgot my...
Start those dotted lines, going towards that way.
We need paladin.
And in the corner.
Yeah, I
Over
look
there
at...
in the corner.
In the corner.
No, that corner. Right, yep. Perfect, yep. Anything else, Joy?
Nope, that's my turn.
Aslug, Bloodbringer, what can you do?
I guess if I go this way, she's gonna hit me anyway. So
She does have a reaction.
doesn't.
No,
She already tried to swing at it.
Okay, so I'm gonna 5, 10, I'm gonna go back to the door.
Wait for
You're at the door and everyone's huddled together. This area is filling up with white smoke, and it's actually getting to the point where you're having a hard time breathing.
I'm raged, so I can just get this door.
You're staring at the door, you're raged. I'm going to give you advantage with this. You need to roll 18 or higher, my man. Aslug steps up, he places his large hands, and the advantage, you have a red hand that's glowing. You can't do it either.
Oh my god.
Everyone's gathered, and smoke is filling up.
Hold on, should you check to see what
17.
These two over,
give advantage on anything? Because you're raging or no?
Yep, right. Yeah, that's
Oh, okay.
and beyond that. Yep, perfect.
You already had advantage.
Yeah, they don't suck. It's alright, shit.
Alright, it's the wolf's turn. He's gonna jump off the super golem. He sees the fire, he's gonna bolt for the door. He gets an opportunity attack, the big creature does. The creature, as the werewolf goes to run, reaches up and grabs the werewolf by its hair and pulls it back. Fires all around. The werewolf gives a howl. Ooh! And you hear this going on. Let's see, strength versus strength. Werewolf, natural 20. The werewolf spins around and slashes at the face of the super golem. And the golem lets go. The werewolf bolts and gets to the door. Let's move him over there. He actually takes a few leaps like a wolf. He gets to the door and he says in a deep voice, "Move to the side!"
Not moving.
It places its hands on the door. Now this area is starting to fill up with smoke to the point where we're all going to be taking disadvantage after this round. Who's up next? Top of the order, Basilka. You're there, you see fire everywhere, you're starting to freak out. What are you going to do?
I need to get out of here because I'm not a fan of fire.
So,
Just come with us.
With us if you want.
Whatever way there isn't fire, I guess I could go like upstairs or I don't know.
this whole area is engulfed. Everything here from this point on is fire. You can go into the first floor over there, but that's getting close to the door, and you know from your experiences, there's no way out. That door over there is bricked up. This place is actually going to be like a kiln. It's heating up. Smoke is filling the air. You guys are all trapped in the courtyard, and you see a bunch of your enemies, and everyone gathered around this door in a panic mode. These two massive 10-foot doors.
Okay, well, I guess I'm not running away. I guess, you know, I'm just freaking out. I don't know what to do, and I'm just gonna scream at whoever's closest to me, which is
me.
It's Brad.
In your face.
Bazooka has a special attack. It's called the Scream. Basically, it's a ranged attack. Whenever Bazooka screams at a particular target, they're going to take 2d4 force damage. Then they have to make a Constitution saving throw of 14. If they fail that roll, they get disadvantage on any action or saving throw for the next turn.
Okay. So
Ready?
I take 2d4.
No, she's got to do the ranged attack. Ah! She starts screaming. Everybody's ears start ringing. Let's see, it's 6. What's your AC?
12.
Yeah, you're affected. Make your save throw. And that's
17.
you're not affected. You're not pushed back, but you take the damage. Was that 7?
Yeah.
You take 7 force damage.
Okay.
The scream is loud enough where you guys all look, but then you go back to the situation. The area is filling up with black smoke. The heat is intense. Everyone is sweating. And now it's Super Golem. Who's the closest?
Covered.
With your 21 AC.
He goes rushing you. To grab you. Oh, fuck yeah, son. Nat 20, baby. As you go to head to the door, you feel these massive arms bear hug you and lift you up. Fires everywhere. Your eyes start, tears are coming down from the smoke. You're having a hard time to breathe. The massive chest is against your back, and you feel your body being crushed. Let's do strength versus strength. See if you can escape.
7 plus 3, I guess.
Yeah.
Of course. You bang your head backwards to the bridge of its nose, and it lets you go. And you go forward. Next up is your turn, Tonic.
And the door, I'm going to try to, shoulder.
Yeah, I'm going to get an opportunity attack. What's your... You feel hands try to grab you, but you're quick. You miss. He misses completely. You see everyone's bunched together at this door, Tonic.
Am I able to, run at it with my shoulder or my shield and try to bash it?
I will give you advantage.
What do I got to roll?
18 or higher.
Roll again, roll again. and
Roll
beat.
again.
Yes, we did.
Have faith.
What is that? Is it 17 or 20?
That is a 17 plus your strength.
30, 20.
And very movie-like in slow motion, you see
Retreat!
the paladin go running, his cape fluttering behind him. Everyone sort of moves out the way. The werewolf turns his head and steps back, and you go crashing into it. The door flies open. Boom! Everyone goes spilling out into the courtyard, outside the courtyard, into the main area. The paladin saved the day. Woo! Everyone rushes out.
Oh shit.
I think I would invite Basilka.
I would.
I would.
Basilka!
I'm gonna hold out my hand. I'm gonna say, "It's over here. Come."
You do that, but the area is engulfed with fire, and black smoke fills the whole portico.
We tried to take her.
Turn into a raven and I'm flying over the.
As you go up, there's black smoke everywhere. You can't see Basilka. And the whole place is a burning inferno as you stand and stare at this once proud monastery in fire. But something catches everyone's attention at the far end, the west side of the abbey. Over the fire, in the flames, you begin to hear number 13 doing the one thing he loves the most, playing music as his home around him burns to the ground. There's nothing you can do but listen to this sad music as this is calming to him. You start remembering this creature trying to grasp humanity, trying to win the love of you, Joy, trying to express friendship to each of you as it plays its song for the last time. And suddenly, you hear this. violin music is no more. You all stand there, quietly staring in the distance. The werewolf transforms into a human you're familiar with. Emil, the tracker that you ran into in the road, stands there before you. The one that was hired to find Gertruda. Everyone is somber. It's a sad moment. As Emil walks over to the girl and he asks her, "Are you okay, my child? Your mother sent me. I am going to bring you back home." He reaches down to the girl and he lifts her up off the floor, and she sort of hugs him and starts crying. Maybe they know each other. Emil looks at all of you and he says, "The music within was one of your allies?
Yes.
I will pray for him. Our debt is done. I will take this child back to the mother. May the morning Lord watch over you all." He turns with Gertruda, and as he leaves, he says, "My dear, I know the safest place is back to the village of Barovia. You will be safe with me." And Emil and Gertruda make it down the hill. As you all stand there, the fire going up, Joy, you have an immense sadness overtake you like nothing you felt before. As the fire just roars in the area, and all you hear is the crackling sounds of flame and wood. So, at this point of sadness, let's take a break and compose ourselves, and we'll decide what we'll do next.
Got it. Wow.
And we're going to go out. 13!
13.
13!
You did awesome.
S in the chat.
Somebody's getting
F in the
tattoos.
chat for 13.
13!